city was glowing quietly beyond the window. Thousands of lights scattered across the darkness, like memories refusing to disappear. The rain had stopped hours ago, leaving the streets shining beneath reflections of gold and blue. I sat alone, listening to an old radio station, playing songs from another lifetime, songs that once belonged to us, or at least that's what I used to believe. A cup of coffee rested nearby, steam rising slowly into the silence of the room. And for reasons I couldn't explain, I started thinking about you again. Not because something reminded me, not because I was lonely, not because I wished you were here. It simply happened the way old memories do, arriving quietly, without permission, without warning. But tonight felt different years ago. Thinking about you would have broken my heart. Every memory would have carried sadness. Every photograph would have felt heavy. Every song would have sounded unfinished. But not tonight. Tonight the memories arrive gently, like familiar visitors stopping by to say hello, before continuing on their way. I looked out across the city, watching lights shimmer across the river, and realized something: missing you still exists. But it doesn't hurt the same anymore. Maybe that's what healing feels like. Not forgetting, not replacing, not erasing, just remembering without pain. And for the first time, that felt beautiful. The night grew quieter with every passing hour. The city lights still shimmered beyond the window like distant stars, floating above the river. I sat alone, listening to old songs, while memories drifted in, one by one. Not demanding attention, not pulling at my heart, simply arriving like old friends, stopping by after years away. There was a photograph hidden between seen in a very long time. The edges had faded, the colors softened by time. Yet the moment inside it remained untouched. Your smile, the sunlight, the way we looked at each other, as if the future belonged entirely to us. Back then, everything felt certain. We believed love alone could answer every question, could survive every distance, could overcome every storm. And perhaps that's what made those years so beautiful. Not because they were perfect, but because we believed they could be. I smiled at the photograph, then placed it gently aside, no longer wishing to return there, only grateful that I had once lived it. The city outside continued glowing, the music continued playing, and somewhere between memory and acceptance, I realized the past wasn't disappearing, it was simply finding its proper place. The radio shifted into another old song, one I used to play endlessly, back when the world still felt enormous and every dream seemed within reach. I leaned back, watching reflections move across the ceiling, and thought about the person I used to be. The younger version of myself who stayed awake, planning impossible futures, who believed every goodbye could be avoided, and every love story would last forever. I remember how fiercely I held on to things, how terrified I was of losing people, of watching moments fade, of seeing life change. The person I was then measured love by how long it lasted, measured happiness by how permanent it seemed. But years have a way of teaching different lessons. Now I understand that some people enter our lives not to stay forever, but to leave something valuable behind. A lesson, a memory, a different way of seeing the world. The city lights reflected across the river like pieces of another lifetime, and redemption for the person I used to be. Not embarrassment, not regret, only kindness, because he was doing his best with the understanding he had. And somehow every mistake, every heartbreak, every goodbye led me here to this quiet night where missing someone feels different than it once did. Midnight slowly drifted away, giving the city a softer glow. The rain clouds had vanished, leaving only reflections across the skyline. The room felt warm, the music gentle, and the silence comfortable. I thought about time and all the things it had taught me, lessons I resisted for years, lessons that only made sense long after they arrived. Time taught me that healing isn't forgetting, it's remembering without breaking apart. Time taught me that some questions never receive answers, and that's alright. Time taught me that closure rarely arrives as a perfect conversation. Sometimes it arrives as a quiet understanding on an ordinary night like this one. Time taught me that love doesn't fail simply because it ends. Some stories are beautiful because they happen, not because they lasted forever. I used to think moving on meant leaving everything behind, but now I know moving on means carrying memories without letting them become burdens. The city continued shining beyond the glass, calm and distant, like the years themselves. And somewhere deep inside I felt something changing, the sadness growing smaller, the gratitude growing stronger, the past becoming lighter, not erased, not forgotten, just transformed into something gentler, something that could stay without causing pain. As the music played softly and another hour passed, I realized the night was slowly leading me toward peace. The city was quieter now, most of the lights still glowing, but softer somehow, like the world itself was beginning to slow down. I sat beside the window, watching reflections drift across the river. And for the first time in years, I allowed myself to think about you honestly. Not through nostalgia, not through regret, not through loneliness, just honestly. There was a time when missing you felt unbearable. Every song reminded me, every street reminded me, every silence felt heavier, because your absence occupied every corner of my life. But tonight felt different. Tonight the memory of you arrived gently, like a favorite book pulled from a shelf, or a familiar melody heard unexpectedly. The sadness wasn't gone, not completely, but it had changed. It no longer demanded to be carried, it no longer asked to be fixed. I realized I wasn't missing you because I wanted you back. I was missing a chapter, a season, a version of life that could never exist again. And somehow it felt easier to understand. The city lights shimmered like distant memories, beautiful, untouchable, still real. Even from far away, I smiled quietly as another song played, and understood something: missing someone doesn't always mean you belong together. Sometimes it simply means they mattered. And tonight, that felt enough. For years there were questions I carried everywhere, questions that followed me through seasons, through cities, through relationships, through entire chapters of my life. Why did things change? Could I have done more? Did you ever think about me after all those years? Did we end too soon, or exactly when we should have? I searched for answers in memories, in conversations, in old photographs and songs that still carried your name between the lyrics. But tonight, watching the skyline glow beneath the midnight sky, those questions felt smaller, not because they had answers, but because they no longer needed them. Time has a strange way of rearranging importance. The things we once believed would define our lives forever eventually become just part of the story. I thought about every road
that opened because another closed. Every friendship, every lesson, every unexpected blessing that arrived after goodbye. And suddenly the questions lost their power. Maybe it didn't matter. Why things happened the way they did. Maybe understanding was never the goal. Maybe living through it was enough. Outside, the city moved quietly, cars crossing bridges, lights reflecting on water, life continuing without explanation, the same way it always has. And somehow that felt comforting. Not everything needs closure, not everything needs certainty. Some mysteries are allowed to remain part of the night, part of the memory, part of the love that once existed here.
The night had reached its quietest hour, the kind of silence that only appears just before morning. The music played softly, almost blending with the sound of the city. Outside the window, everything felt still, peaceful, complete. I looked once more at the memories, the photographs, the songs, the versions of us that still lived somewhere inside my mind. And I realized I wasn't holding on anymore for so long. I thought letting go meant forgetting, erasing, leaving everything behind. But that isn't what happened. The memories remained, the love remained, the lessons remained. Only the pain had left, like rain clouds drifting beyond the horizon. At last I understood, the past doesn't ask to be relived, it only asks to be remembered kindly, to be honored for what it was, without demanding what it can never become again. The skyline shimmered softly beneath the stars, and the city felt endless, full of people, full of stories, full of beginnings and endings happening at the same time. I took a slow breath, watching the reflections dance across the water, and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Freedom, not from memory, but from the weight I used to attach to it. The night continued quietly, and somewhere beyond the darkness, morning was already waiting patiently for me to move forward. The city looked different now, not because it had changed, but because I had the streets below still carried reflections from the rain that had passed hours ago. Tiny rivers of gold moving through the darkness like memories finding their way home. The radio continued softly, an old melody drifting through the room. And for the first time all night, I wasn't thinking about loss, I wasn't thinking about endings. I wasn't wondering what might have been. I was simply present, listening, breathing, watching the city glow beyond the window. The photographs remain, the songs remain, the memories remain. Yet none of them felt heavy anymore. It was as if the storm had finally carried away everything that hurt, leaving only the beauty behind. I thought about all the nights I spent searching for answers, trying to understand. Why certain people leave, why certain chapters end, why some love survive only in memory. But tonight the questions felt distant, like rain clouds disappearing beyond the horizon. Maybe peace isn't something you find, maybe it's something you allow. And tonight, for the first time, I allowed it. The city lights shimmered, the music played softly, and somewhere inside the silence I felt completely at home with the past and with myself. The horizon was beginning to glow, a faint line of gold stretching across the distance. Morning approaching quietly, without asking permission, the way all beautiful things do. I sat beside the window, watching the first signs of dawn, and thinking about everything that had brought me here. The laughter, the mistakes, the road trips, the late night conversations, the dreams we shared, the dreams we lost, the versions of ourselves that no longer exist. And suddenly, one simple thought filled the room. thank you. Thank you for the memories, for the lessons, for the years, for every chapter, whether joyful or painful, because every part of it helped shape the person I became. I used to believe that gratitude and sadness could not exist together, but now I know sometimes they become the same thing. A quiet appreciation for moments you can never relive, but we'll always carry the city slowly awakened, lights fading as sunlight replaced them. And I realized I no longer wished to return to the past. I only wish to honor it, to remember it kindly, and to continue forward, carrying its gifts into whatever comes next. The music reached another chorus, and I smiled because the memories no longer belong to heartbreak. They belong to gratitude.
Morning finally arrived, soft golden light filling every corner of the room, touching the photographs, the coffee cup, the quiet spaces where memories had spent the night. The city outside was fully awake now. Cars crossing bridges, people beginning their days, life moving forward the way it always does. I stood beside the window, looking across the skyline, feeling something I hadn't expected. Not sadness, not nostalgia, not longing, just peace. The memories were still there, the songs were still there, the love was still there, but they no longer live in the present. They lived where they belong, in the story, in the years, in the person I used to be. The sun rose higher, turning the river into gold, and for a moment the entire city seemed to shine, like a promise waiting to be fulfilled. I thought about the title of this long night. Missing you feels different tonight, and finally understood why. Because tonight, missing you no longer meant wanting you back. It meant appreciating what once existed without needing it again. The final song faded slowly into silence, the kind of silence that feels complete. I took one last look at the city, at the morning, at the life waiting ahead, then smiled, turned toward the sunlight, and walked forward without fear, without regret, without looking